Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Friday night, and while wife and baby are asleep, I thought it would be fun to do a video game review for the video game section of the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, my childhood hero, tied with Bobby Bonilla and Hulk Hogan, died, and that is Stan Lee, the founder of Marvel Comics. So today I thought it would be fun for us to review the first game that I ever owned on the Sony PlayStation. I got in the Christmas of 1997, and that, my friends, is a game where you get to play through the storyline of the Infinity Gauntlet. That game is Marvel Superheroes. And as stated, we're going to be playing this for the Sony PlayStation. I also have this for the Sega Saturn. The difference between the Sony PlayStation and the Sega Saturn version is pretty negligible. I think the Saturn version, with your memory expansion, you can get a couple extra frames of character animation, but I think the load times on it might be a little bit longer than the Sony PlayStation's one, so it is what it is. Both are fine games, extremely good gameplay. This is the sequel to X-Men Children of the Atom, quite possibly my favorite 2D fighting game, or at least the one that I have the most affection for, put it that way. So without further ado, let's get down to playing the sequel to X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, for the Sony PlayStation. Let's get to it. So, this game, as stated, is a 2D fighting game adaptation of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline of the Marvel Comics universe. They recently did a movie about this, which I feel reflects a lot of liberal Hollywood anxiety over the Trump victory. Essentially, the bad guy wins, right? And he is a bombastic, large person. So, Thanos and Trump may or may not be the same thing. I don't know, but I think it is. Anyway, here is Marvel Superheroes Attract Mode. Marvel Superheroes! And you get an arcade mode, which is what we will be playing here, and an options and versus mode and our backup mode. Let's go into options here. We'll make some adjustments for the sake of this review. Put the difficulty down a little bit just so we can get through it a little quicker. We will turn our turbo speed up, and we can listen to sound tests in here, which are great. There is a code in this game to be able to play as Anita, Donovan's sidekick from Darkstalkers, but I don't know off the top of my head. Here we have Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, Iron Man, Psylocke, Captain America, Shuma Gorath, Magneto, Juggernaut, and Blackheart. This game looks phenomenal going through this RGB SCART video monitor. We will play as... Man, I'm always torn between Magneto and Wolverine. We gotta go Wolverine. And we will fight Captain America. This game ran parallel to, I think that it was called a War of the Gems on the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom. And that was a side-scrolling action game. And this is a 2D fighting game with huge, beautiful sprites. These games looked just like the Marvel Comics jumped right off of the page. I can't say enough good things about the gameplay or visuals of this game. The only thing I will say is that the key configuration on the Sony PlayStation is a bit tricky, so you will almost certainly want to rearrange the buttons like I just did right there. But if you are familiar with Capcom's 2D fighting games, this plays just like Street Fighter. The cool thing about this game as well is the gems of the Infinity Gauntlet are things that you can use to enhance your strategies when playing through this game. So, for example, I didn't have any, but Captain America had 2 of the gems, and if I hit a back Hadouken and I believe 2 kick buttons, I will be able to activate one of the Infinity Gems, which will do things like replenish my health, give me armor so I take less damage, give me extra projectiles for when I do regular attacks. It really adds a lot of fun to the game. Here we have Hulk and Wolverine going up against each other. And there's always a debate, who's stronger, Hulk or Wolverine? Let's find out here. Taking place in the 90s. This here is the... Nope. It's back and 2 punch buttons, not 2 kick buttons. And I just wasted that soul gem there because I had full health. I just wanted to see how it would work. So now here Hulk is using the time gem here. I'm going to use the reality gem. You'll see that I've got stuff coming out of my claws here. Now, if I can pump up my super move here, I can do the Weapon X. And the soundtrack to this game is phenomenal. So, fun story about how I got this game. There is a place in Johnson City where I used to board when I went to Binghamton University called HORC. It was a used video game store, and they used to advertise on the Binghamton Fox. And they would show Final Fantasy VII clips, they would show GoldenEye clips, and one game that they showed was a 3D Fantastic Four game, and I thought that that game was Marvel Superheroes. So when I made my Christmas list in 1997, I said for WCW vs. the World and Marvel Superheroes, thinking I was getting that Fantastic Four game, which the opening visuals to it looked so awesome on that commercial. It was one of the things that made me want to get a PlayStation. So when I got Marvel Superheroes and saw that it was just like X-Men Children of the Atom, I was in no way, shape, or form disappointed, but I was surprised that it was not the game that I had seen on the HORC commercial, and I didn't even know that that Fantastic Four game was a thing until I read years later that that game was apparently pretty bad. I've never played it, so I can't judge it, but I was so happy with Marvel Superheroes when I popped it into my PlayStation. And then shortly after I bought Final Fantasy VII. So my first 3 PlayStation games were WCW vs. the World, Marvel Superheroes, and Final Fantasy VII. And the Marvel Superheroes and WCW I got at the exact same time. So, fun childhood memories that we can relive during this review. And we will fight Iron Man, new to this game. Marvel Superheroes, compared to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the polish and passion of this game, and I would even say the gameplay as well, is head and shoulders above Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Amazing soundtrack, really kind of complex, beautiful backgrounds, and this whole thing looks like it's something that popped right out of a Jim Lee comic here. So I've activated my soul gem here. Now the bosses of this game, which you have to either do a Game Shark code, or I think you need a Game Shark code to do it. I don't think you can do it with a regular code. Thanos and Dr. Doom are the bosses of this game, much in the same way that Magneto and Juggernaut are the bosses in Children of the Atom. So Juggernaut is a sub-boss, and then Magneto is the boss of X-Men Children of the Atom. And in this game, Dr. Doom is the sub-boss, and Thanos is the boss, the final boss. I'm still the best there is at what I do. That is correct. Wolverine is the man. And speaking of Juggernaut, here is Juggernaut. Juggernaut and Magneto are in this game, looking like they do in X-Men Children of the Atom, but are nowhere nearly as difficult. And I love the Juggernaut design for this game. Comparing the visuals on this to the Sega Saturn, they're both really close. I think the Saturn has more vibrant colors. The PlayStation might have a more washed out but slightly crisper look to it. But both are fantastic. It might just be my imagination, but I feel like the PlayStation version, it just plays a teeny bit faster than the Saturn one. Juggernaut has activated his super armor, which is making him a ridiculous tank here, and he might knock me out here if I'm not careful. Man, that didn't go too well. Now my power... Ah, jeez. Good counter on his part. Nice. So, this just lets you know some strategies for when you get knocked out. On the PlayStation 3, there was the Marvel versus Capcom collection that had Marvel superheroes and the original Marvel vs. Capcom on it. And I think that version of Marvel vs. Capcom is the best playing version of Marvel vs. Capcom on console, although this version is amazing. The Saturn version is amazing. But there's no load time, and when you do your gem supers, it will say, like, reality gem, power gem, whereas on this version it does not say gem after you do those moves. The only problem with the PlayStation 3 version of this game is it does not have the attract mode on it. You have to unlock the attract mode in some movie theater, which is ridiculous. It just makes the game feel really disjointed, and it's annoying. So I don't like that aspect of it, but we should review the PlayStation 3 version of this game and the Saturn version of this game as well. But this version of this game is the one that has the most emotional importance to me. Because I remember playing this game when I was 13. Rookie. And as you can tell, I've played it pretty consistently since I got it, because it's an amazing game. And I'm still the best there is at what I do. Ah, Shumagorath. I love his level. I love the music. I think his voice is fantastic when he says, waste of flesh, when he beats you. And just everything about this. I remember playing this on a 13-inch TV that I bought with my babysitting money, and just being blown away by how vivid and crisp the colors are, and hopefully that's coming through on this camera here. Mystic Stare. Berserker Barrage. Darn it. Not doing well here. Come on, Wolverine. Man, I'm trying to activate my gems here, and they're not working here. There we go. Now, with this time gem, I should be able to use fierce attacks and move quickly. This is just a good example of the kinds of extra fun things. Man, I'm going to get KO'd here. Which, since I like this level, I don't really mind, and I've just been knocked through a new section of it. Darn it! Man, he got me. Darn it. Waste of flesh. You can go on YouTube and listen to the soundtrack of this game. It's fantastic. But the videos I saw that had the soundtrack of this game, it's even better. It has the arcade cabinet artwork, and it's just filled with really great comic book pictures of all the characters of this game. And I mean, like, some characters like Shumagorath, like, I didn't even know who Shumagorath was before I played this game. But after I played this game, he became a character that I definitely was on the lookout for. Alright, let's go, bub. I think that last fight, I spent too much time, for whatever reason, my Infinity Gem moves were not working very well. But this fight's going pretty well. And a rookie. So Dr. Doom's up next, and then we're going to head to Thanos. Thanos reigns. cut above the rest, and you're just cut. Dr. Doom has great music in addition to a fantastic character design. Flowing cape, big, bright, beautiful sprites. And for my money, nothing beats this kind of fighting game. This is my favorite thing that I like to just sit down and play. This and Japanese RPGs and games like Sonic the Hedgehog. I could just play these games nonstop. But I can't because I have to work and all that stuff. So, man, Dr. Doom is quite difficult. She fights a little bit like Magneto does in Children of the Atom, with that hovering up above you and firing down at you. Should probably use a gem here. Shoot. Darn it. Get him. Darn it, he blocked it. Darn it. I'm done. Maybe not. Ah, shoot. I thought he was gonna I thought I had cleared those rocks. Another victory. Hopefully we can beat the game for this review. If it starts to drag on too much, we'll just wrap it up, but... Well, according to him, I earned his respect, although I never will achieve victory. But hopefully that's not the case. Man, just the little attention to detail on these games really makes them enjoyable to play. That plus the pulsating music and beautiful artwork. And that loading screen is great, too. I mean, simple loading screen, but just those, that kind of mosaic effect that spells Marvel's superheroes. Yeah, this fight's going a lot better. Stay on him. Oh, perfect. Alright, let's go to Thanos. Alright. Now comes the big boss man. Everyone, I have incidentally not seen the Infinity War movie, but whenever anyone asks me if I've seen it, I'm like, no, but I have played a lot of Marvel superheroes, which has that as the story. You're a fool. Did you truly believe I would allow you to defeat me? 1 billion souls have known death at my hand, and it's time you joined them. I have been looking forward to this, bub. Let's go. Alright. See a bearded Thor encapsulated in stone in the background. So see if we can finish him off here in an efficient manner. Tough but well-balanced boss here. Man. He's going to get desperate here because he's low. Man. Got him. That was close. Got him on the first try, too. Very good. Now let's sit back and enjoy our ending and some powerful credits. The closing credits to this game are among my favorite closing credits of any video game. So we see all the heroes are now out of their stone cages here. Wolverine, you've been quiet for days. What's wrong? Same as always, bub. Too many questions with no answers. I could have had the power of a god, but being a god ain't my thing. Just being a man, not animal, is hard enough for me. The X-Men have been my family, the only one I ever had. But it's time I found some answers. Time I found out what I am. And this is very reminiscent of when Wolverine lost his adamantium and then took off and left Xavier's mansion. Even down to that shot of him on his motorcycle. And here are the closing credits. I'm just going to shut up and let us listen to this here. And sadly, we can now add to the In Memory of Jack King Kirby, Memory of Stan Lee, the mind behind Marvel. Alright, we'll put in our initials. Actually, we don't need to put in our initials. Let's just wrap up this video here. So there we have it, guys. That is Marvel Superheroes for the Sony PlayStation. A must-own if you love fighting games or comic books. Till next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care, and make sure you pick up a copy of Marvel Superheroes. Bye-bye.